This podcast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Right now, you can get 20% off your whole project, and additional savings are yours to control too. Like how the more windows you buy, the more you save, with up to $250 off each when you buy 10 or more. That's right, each. At $0 down, 0 payments, and no interest for 18 months to boot. Visit renewalbyandersen.com before this deal ends at the end of July. Philadelphia residents had their cars broken into twice within the span of a week. Meanwhile, a Crayola plant managed to contain a chemical spill. OSHA has proposed an extreme heat safety standard, and an emu was spotted wandering around a township on the 4th of July. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Residents in Philadelphia's Filter Square neighborhood have had their cars broken into twice within the span of a week, reports NBC 10. The second time it happened, victims stated that certain paperwork like their car registrations were stolen, leading police to believe the incidents may be related to organized crime involving identity theft. Cops explained that thieves steal registrations to get VIN numbers in order to register illegal cars and to file claims on totaled vehicles. VINs can also be used to duplicate car keys too, and to get someone's home address as a potential target for robbery. These thefts are still under investigation as of the recording of this episode. The Crayola plant in Bethlehem Township experienced a chemical spill back in June after a 250-gallon container of acrylic thickener sitting on a loading dock was accidentally punctured, reports the Morning Call. Fortunately, the State Department of Environmental Protection confirmed as of last week that the leak was immediately sealed, allowing for workers to clean the spill with no damage to the surrounding area. The DEP will conduct a final inspection of the area on Wednesday. OSHA, for the first time ever, has proposed a federal safety standard addressing excessive heat in the workplace, states PennLive. The agency, together with the U.S. Labor Department, proposed a rule that would require employers to create an injury and illness prevention plan to control heat hazards in workplaces affected by excessive heat, as well as a plan to protect new or returning workers unaccustomed to working in high heat conditions. They'd also have to evaluate heat risks and to provide training for workers on how to help those suffering a heat emergency, and implement requirements for drinking water, rest breaks, and control of indoor heat. Should it be finalized, this rule would apply to all employers conducting outdoor and indoor work in all general industry, construction, maritime, and agriculture sectors where OSHA has jurisdiction. An emu was spotted wandering around Newtown Township in Bucks County on the 4th of July, says Philly Voice. A rather lanky-looking specimen of the species was making its way around the area at around 10 p.m. that night before it, quote, ran off into the woods, unquote, when cops approached it. It's still unknown who the bird may belong to, how it escaped, or where it went. That wraps up today's episode. For more news, visit PennLive.com. And please remember to rate this podcast wherever you may listen to it, and to email me with any thoughts you may have. Thanks ahead of time, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and we'll get back together tomorrow for some more Today in PA. This podcast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Right now, you can get 20% off your whole project, and additional savings are yours to control too. Like how the more windows you buy, the more you save, with up to $250 off each when you buy 10 or more. That's right, each. At $0 down, 0 payments, and no interest for 18 months to boot. Visit renewalbyandersen.com before this deal ends at the end of July.